Okay, on this map, guys, I do like to go to this. There's a little bush over here that you can spot the enemy crossing. Pardon me. And I like going there because it gives me free shots. I can pre aim, which is very important in this tank. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get up here and pre aim. And I'll show you where I aim at. And the areas that you're going to spot are basically this cross and anybody that makes a mistake in going this direction. So I get a little too far out here and I get lit, I believe. No, that was just a blind shot by Artie. Now this Chiri is actually, and you'll see in the after action report, that's 13 Disciple. He is a streamer and a very good player, a Unicum. And so I messaged him after the game. Like, I'm sorry. And, in true Unicum style, his answer was, I was out of position. And that's exactly the way that you guys need to think of the game. If you're thinking of the game, well, this guy didn't do that, that guy didn't do that. The bottom line is you can only control your tank, right? And if you don't want to get frustrated with this game, the best way is to improve your game and realize that you're not going to win every game. It's just not going to happen, right? And so that's a very Unicum answer by him to say, I made a mistake, is my fault, no problem, good game. Because he can only control his actions. And he got lit and he got punished, and that's okay. We all make mistakes, right? Every one of us does. But the key is the attitude. Taking the attitude that it's not really, as this King Tiger, talk about out of position. And we're having gun depression issues as normal. But, he's out of position and he's taking damage for it. And so same thing happens with all of us, right? We get into a position where we don't have help, or we don't have cover, or there's 5 tanks in front of us and none of the other guys are going to push up because they know there's 5 tanks there, and we die, right? I mean, there's always those games where your team is just bad, but if you focus on that instead of focusing on trying to get better and saying, okay, what could I do to improve in my game? What could I do to create shots without dying when I have a team that's all sitting back, right? Or how can I cause a situation where I can be the guy spotting for all these campers in the back? That's the kind of critical thinking that you've got to do if you want to win matches and if you want to improve at the game. Okay, enough preaching at you. We'll continue with this game here, and we're already up to 2K combined as we push out, and the SU-130 PM takes a nice shot for us, right? He's allowed to do that. He can do that anytime. Now, I noticed that we've won this other side, right? And that SU-130 PM is over here. I know I'm spotted by this waffle. I don't really care because he's got mega problems, right? He's got huge problems. And so the enemy has not won the other side of the map, but I've got all these guys pushing in, and I want to be the guy spotting and or killing. I love killing Artie. Don't get me wrong. So it is a tier 9 game, but we're up to 1500 win 8. So one more shot of damage will push us over the target of 2K. I'd like to get at least 2K in every game if I can. And we're just going to try and give this guy a little love tap. And we pull out too far, and that's okay. We are able, these camping TDs, as the enemy TD backs off, this ISU 152 backed off, so we could just poke out just enough to get a shot onto the SU 130 PM. Now, one thing about the ISU and SU, see, I know this guy's fired, so I can just get behind him, right? And I should have gone for a tracking shot, to be honest, but I didn't. Fortunately, he's got the 390 Alpha gun, and so we're able to get our shot off and get around him. We do take a hit of damage there. And so we've taken kind of 2 stupid hits of damage, and that becomes important because there's an Object 704 alive. So if I hadn't taken those 2 hits, I'd be pretty much full health, and I wouldn't have to worry about this 704. As it is, I've got to play this very tight because the 704 is full health. He's been sitting in spawn the entire game. And we're going to go ahead and he's fired, right? He's fired, so I know that I can push up. And we throw a tracking shot at him, but he's got his repair kit. So now the key is we got to get behind him. And notice behind me, I've got this IKV, and now we are 1 shot for everything. So poor play on my part, I guess. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to act like I'm coming around the other side. And the reason I do that is I want that 704 away. I do not want to have him close to me. I would much rather play against this IKV, who I know has no armor, right? And so we are able to juke him, and he's got other guys to worry about. He can't just sit here and worry about me. So we're able to hit the IKV, and now we're going to side scrape him, and he has more or less no hope of penning us. And we're able to take him out, and we're just trying to figure out where this 704 is. He is actually turned around on me, so I'm going to sit back, and I'm going to back up as much as I can, and he's taken out by our T-28 prot, who is backing me up. So that's 4,300 damage, 1,800 assists so far, and unfortunately, and 11,000 win 8, right? Almost 12,000 win 8. Unfortunately, this T-25 AT drowns himself. Don't do that, you guys. Get shots of damage. Do something. You know, play it out. It's sad because I could have got a Top Gun here. Would have really liked that, but at any rate, that's the end of the game, and that's just how you play extremely aggressively, maybe a little too aggressively in that tank. You're always just looking for a position where you can stay hull down. I didn't even really do that, and I could have tracked that ISU 152, and it's kind of lucky that he didn't have the big gun, but at the same time, I probably would have killed him. He would have only got 1 shot off on me, so there's that too. But we make mistakes, and we see them after the game. Let's go ahead and look at the after-action report on this. Okay, here we are at the after-action results, and we got an ace tanker, of course. We got a Spartan, which you don't want to get, but we also got a high caliber. The Spartan you don't want to get because you got to survive a ricochet when you're on low health, basically. We got a fair amount of crits. We did track some people. Radio, who cares about that? Engine, the Tiger, King Tiger, for whatever reason, that engine goes out a lot. And I've not played the 90B, but we also damaged his engine. So, end results, looking at the end results, we ended up with 4,355 damage, 5 kills, and 1,581 base XP, which is good enough for top of the team in that regard. We also fired 16 shots and penned 14. And you notice we didn't use any gold rounds, but we ended up with another 1,848 assistance. So that takes us up to, 6,200 combined. and we were front line. So anything that we were firing at, we were spotting ourselves for the most part. So 36,000 credits, even after 40,000 in consumables resupply, and that was on a. We got an event reward for that, and I think that was this right here, which is enable your allies to cause 10,000 HP of damage, which is just kind of a cumulative thing. So it just happened to be on this battle, which took us up to 2,700 experience total. So I appreciate you guys watching. I can't guarantee that I'm going to have a lot of content on the channel. I am very busy, but I do appreciate you guys sticking around. I really do, and I hope to see you guys on the battlefield. Say hi if you see me. I love seeing people, and we can definitely platoon up. I'm not really all about stats. If I was, I wouldn't play the way I do. So if you guys want to platoon, I think maybe we should do that sometime. Maybe have a platoon day where anybody that's subscribed to the channel can hop in and we'll play some games together. Okay, that's it for this one. We'll catch you guys next time. Toaster out.